Good morning, BSB. Hello, I'm Jitixa from the Profitable Small Business, and welcome to today's show. Obviously, I mentioned this last time as well. So, first off, the Business Basics Grant Round 3 is reopening again. So, for most of us in SE Queensland, it will be Tuesday, 17th at 9 a.m. But if you're regional, it's on Monday, the 16th at 9 a.m. So, get yourselves ready. If you thought you hadn't prepared in time or you hadn't contacted people in time, this is your chance to get ready. So we've got a couple of days left to get all of your documents ready and your application and whatnot, quote, stat deck. So yeah, I thought I'd just mention that before I go into today's show. So it is reopening after a little bit of a palaver last time, reopening next week. Anyway, so today's show is about income and expenses and how important it is to track income and expenses. At the very least, like, this is foundational stuff, I know, but I know a lot of people are quite intimidated when it comes to the number side of things. But if you get into that habit of, at the very least, tracking your income expenses, it's you're going to create a really healthy habit. So as you grow and scale your business, you're not going to be so scared, and the numbers are going to provide a lot of value. So depending on what stage of business you're in, might dictate how you record your income and expenses. I know when you're, at the real startup phase, you may even decide to use an Excel spreadsheet. For all of the income that comes in, just track it, where it's coming from, the date, the amount, what service that was for. And then same for expenses. So again, you might track in an Excel spreadsheet what the expense was for, the date, the amount. I recommend getting into the habit of splitting it out with the cost and the GST as well. So yes, that is an option when you're at the beginning, but I don't recommend that being a long-term strategy, especially if numbers aren't your thing. But yeah, a lot of people do it. So it is an option, and obviously doesn't really cost anything. But I do recommend that you then look into some sort of software that will help you do all of this really, really easily. So the one that gets mentioned all the time is Xero. It is a great software to use. It's very easy. It integrates with your bank accounts. It has a lot of functionality as you grow, like payroll and whatnot. But there are other ones out there. So finding one that works for your business at the stage that you're at, you can move. There's a little bit of work involved, but you can move as you grow. Just finding something that works. So QuickBooks is another one. Zoho is another one. I mean, I've used a lot in my career. Started off using Sage, SAP, Oracle, JDE. There's a heap of them out there. So, but the principle behind it is all the same. It starts off, with a chart of accounts, and you want to be able to put in your income and your expenses so that you can see a proper profit and loss account. That's something that you want to look at on a regular basis. A balance sheet, which I think a lot from my conversations, many small business owners don't think they need to have a balance sheet because they're not a big business. But a balance sheet is very important. Yes, all of the things that you track, so your income and expenses, does feed into your balance sheet as well. There's some parts of your bank account, the people you owe, the people that owe you, your tax implications. They all kind of sit in the balance sheet. So have a look at what functions you want when you're tracking your income and your expenses. At the very least, track them somewhere. Don't just have a pile of receipts sitting in a box waiting for tax time, because it will be a shock when you find out what results you've had. And you don't want that. If you can prevent that element of surprise, why not do it? And it's a really healthy habit. I always say, at the very least, track it. as soon as, even if you do it once a week, you're popping in all of your invoices, popping in all of your expenses, and then try and do that weekly if you can, so it doesn't like log up. And then every month, try and spend just 1 hour, schedule it into your diary, just 1 hour, have a look at your results. You will be surprised at how much value there is in your numbers. Just knowing how much money you have generated in the month, that's a great feeling for starters. Then you can say, what could I have done differently to make it better? And again, with the expenses, just having that 1 hour in the month, just to have a look, to say, what have I spent where have I spent my money? Where is it all gone? Like, I know all of this money was coming in because I've been doing all this work. I've been sending out these invoices, and the money has been coming into my bank account. But where has it all gone? Like, why have I not got as much as I thought I would have? And by reviewing it on a monthly basis, you will then start to ask questions like, do I really need to spend it here? Or I've got more money here, maybe I invest that in marketing, that will increase my revenue. So today it was all about just getting into the habit of tracking your income expenses. I have spoken to many clients that don't do it on a regular basis. They even sometimes sign up for software and then don't do anything with it. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. There's a lot of value in the numbers. Creating that healthy habit will give you a lot of power to steer your business as well. So you know what's working well and what isn't working well. And yet, if you are at that stage where you're just jotting it down somewhere, start preparing to invest in a software that works for you. So I mentioned a two there. There's a heap, there's MYOB, there's Rounded, there's Zero, there's QuickBooks, there's all sorts of others as well. They're just the ones that are popping to my brain right now. And if you're unsure of how to do it, get in touch with your bookkeeper or an accountant, and they can help you set yourself up correctly and make sure they show you how to actually enter all your details. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Please, please, please reach out if you're unsure of what you need to do, what sort of income and expenses you need to be tracking. I do that with my clients all the time. But yeah, sorry, I've got a bit of a funny throat today. I'm going to leave it there. Also, like I said at the very, very start, the Business Basics grant is reopening again next week. If you need any help with that, just knowing whether you're eligible or not, please get in touch. Just send me a message or comment below and I'll come back and answer. Okay, I will speak to you all next week. Bye-bye.